Hi YouTubers, it's AquaWoman. It's been a long time coming. I've been a super busy girl, and opening up a new antique store in my town has just kept me super busy. But I thought, you know what, I got some free time on a Sunday afternoon. It's quiet, it's just me and the pets at home. I'm like, this is a good time to do a video. So I just thought I'd let you guys in on what's going on with the discus. As busy as I've been maintaining my weekly care of my discus. And yes, you heard that right. For those of you that are new, I only change my water on these big discus once a week. And I get away with that because I have a well-established tank with 2 giant filters, with biofiltration and big healthy fish. You might notice though on my glass is I've got some algae. A little bit of algae growing there. You can see where I wiped it and I missed a couple spots. And that happens. And another reason why I have algae, which normally I don't really have much of a problem with it, is it's winter time here and the sun is lower on the horizon, and when I have my blinds open in the living room, this tank does get a little bit of sunlight, and I just don't make a big deal out of it. I get a little bit of algae in the winter time and it doesn't seem to really hurt anybody, so I don't let it get out of hand. But you can see it does look ugly on the glass right there. So that's about it for the algae. I hope everybody had a great holiday, whatever your holidays are. I hope they were festive and joyous and everybody's healthy and happy, and everybody had a great New Year's Eve, and I hope everybody has a really wonderful new year. If you're thinking about getting discus, I do want to give a shout out to the greatest, in my opinion, discus dealer in the US, and that would be Hans, who is a dealer of Stenker discus out of Germany. And if you want a Stenker discus, this is what you're going to get. And I just recently confirmed with him that these are 100% in fact his fish, because there was a question. I bought these from a local fish store guy and he sold them as Hans, but I was never 100% sure. And Hans actually checked his records for me, and sure enough, these are the real deal. So that's wonderful news. I figured they were. They're so healthy, hardy guys. They're just beautiful. You can see my checkerboards here. Not my checkerboards, I'm sorry. My pigeon bloods, they have pepper. They have some peppering, and it actually changes from time to time. Sometimes they have more and sometimes they have less, and it depends on lighting conditions. More than water quality, it's been my experience that it really is all about lighting conditions. I recently changed one of my light bulbs. I only have one light bulb in this tank, so it's a little darker. Like if we go over to this side, this part of the tank is much darker over here. And I've got my decorations down to the bare minimum. These old little plastic guys down here. That's it. Just because my guys are so big now. I used to have beautiful, woodscaping in here. I had Mopani wood, and I had all kinds of beautiful stuff. If you look at some of my past videos, you'll see how pretty my tank looked. But as these guys just got bigger and bigger and bigger, I'm like, I either have to get rid of decorations or get a bigger tank. As much as I'd like to get a bigger tank, I really don't have the room. It would just change up my whole water changing system and everything. The amount of water I would have to maintain in here, and I just don't want to do it. Simple as that. So the easiest solution was to take out a lot of the decorations and just give them a little bit more room. So that's what I've done. Excuse me. And yeah, you can see what's going on here. So my Turk right now, he's got he's got a little bit of pimples going on. You can see that right there. I'll try to get close to his fin there. And from time to time, this guy will pimple out like this. And they come and they go. And anybody that's had discus for a long time knows that they can happen. Even with the best water quality, a lot of people will say, oh, it means your water's dirty, whatever. I actually did an experiment with this tank recently, and I started testing at 8 days. And I wanted to see how long I could go before my ammonia got to the point where I absolutely had to change it. And I can tell you that for this tank, under these conditions, with my water, with the amount of fish I have, with my feeding regimen, the point I'm trying to make is it has to do with all my personal data points. This will not apply to you or what you're doing, but I'm telling you that under my conditions, this tank could go 2 weeks before it reached 0.25. So I thought that was interesting because I still do weekly water changes, but at least I know now, if something comes up, if I get sick or if I'm on vacation or, I could go 2 weeks and these guys would be fine. I would never want to do that all the time. I like to keep the water, as clean as possible. But I'm not one of those people that's, going to do water changes every day. If you love doing that, go for it. If you're growing out discus, hey, I get it. You want to have optimal conditions. You want to have the biggest, beautiful, best shaped, best conditions of your little fish. Then yeah, do your daily water changes. But guess what? You're not going to have biofiltration if you're doing daily water changes. It doesn't happen. I have seen a lot of crazy information on YouTube, and I've seen even crazier information on some of the forums. And I really like Hans's Facebook page. I don't know if he's accepting new members or not. You could try to join. But really, he's got a lot of old timers on there, people that have been in this hobby and in the industry. These are the real deal, guys. These are people that breed, they own, they have, entire fish rooms. These people are the experts, the top tier. And I take their advice, some of it, not all of it. And here's why I don't take all of it. Because, and this would be my best advice to you, is take the best advice you can, but know that every single house, every single tank is going to have their own individual situations. There's so many variables in this hobby. It depends on what type of fish you have, what type of food you're feeding, what type of filters you have, what's your water quality. There's too much to list even. And this is the problem with this hobby, is people are looking for a recipe. How do I grow out, care for, maintain, and keep healthy discus fish? There's no recipe.